Hello folks, welcome back. Happy New Year. In lieu of the new year, I think it's time to pop one of these and celebrate. Am I right? Cheers to a happy and healthy 2022. I hope you all remain safe and happy as you can in this new year. I hope it's better than the last one. Trust me. Oh. So, how was your Christmas? Did you enjoy what you received? Did you feel a lot of love with family and get a chance to rekindle, old flames with past relationships over the holidays? Did you see people you hadn't in forever and relish in days of old lang syne? Did you get to? I certainly hope so. This program today is not going to be featuring what I received over the holidays. That'll be a future video. This video instead today, this episode is featuring all of my favorite vinyl over the year. Not surprising is the fact that all of them are pretty heavy hitters. Up first is a gift from Eric the Vinyl Geek from Vinyl Rewind. He sent me on over this Plastic Ono Band reissue from 2021. I can't say enough good things about this. This is my favorite John Lennon album. Not being a humongous John Lennon fan, I do think his creativity surpassed most of the Beatles, and he was indeed, in a lot of ways, the most thoughtful and imaginative of all of the Beatles. Being the first solo album since the Beatles breakup, 1970. This pressing is donned with two posters. The War Is Over poster, and this is what it looks like from the inside. War is over if you want it, love and peace from John and Yoko. It comes with this poster as well as another little booklet as to who are the Plastic Ono Band. Just a name that John and Yoko had come up with fun little like diagrams and drawings of how the band would either tour and how that Plastic Ono Band feeling would actually work. The band is plastic. You get some great pictures of John Lennon, and it's just an amazing recreation of a classic album that I do recommend you pick up. Let's take a look at the vinyl here. The sleeves have lyrics and little drawings from Yoko and John. The records have a solid off-white cream apple on side 1 and 2, and this is a double album, so you get a lot of music. But songs like Mother and Working Class Hero are really little peeks inside of John as a serious, broken human inside, and it comes out in his music, and it's a fantastic little introspective look at John Lennon, the human being, not just the fun-loving, eccentric person that we had known from the Beatles all those years. On the back of the first sleeve has credits, producer John and Yoko, and Phil Spector, engineers, and credits, thank yous, but also the lyrics continue. A song like Love can be just so simple, but so eloquent and so ethereal and transportive and so simple. If you're just getting into John Lennon or you don't have this pressing, pick up this pressing. Everything is enhanced, and we get a beautiful picture of John Lennon on the back. I mean, I would assume original pressings by now are hard to come by. The poster and booklet, and if you do, I bet that they're yellowed, faded, and torn. So pick up a good, nice, sturdy copy, nice matte finish on the jacket. Really appreciate the attention to detail that was put into this. So again, Eric, Vinyl Rewind, check out his channel, and thank you very much for sending this to me. I love this, and this really is a heavy hitter in the Beatles solo catalog that would come in 1970 and onward. I just do think that the Beatles did need that break and would eventually come back together. Never did, but for the better, I say, because all of the Beatles solo catalog, fantastic output from all of them. On to the next piece of vinyl. I have a pressing that I didn't expect to pick up. I did not expect to be picking up this at all, but when I saw it, I said I had to pick this up. This I featured in one of my recent pickup videos. My Stack of Wax videos is the Beach Boys Feels Flows box set featuring the music from 69 to 71. Really a good in-depth look at the music. And although this album is pretty much a shadow of the previously released 10 Years of Harmony little 2-disc set, it's got a lot of the same tracks, but they're all redone. Why I bought this is for the mix. I bought this because a lot of the mix on Surf's Up and Sunflower, a little bit muddy. I have original pressings and they're a little bit muddy. Really brought to light on songs like Feel Flows and things of that nature. Long Promised Road. Voices, instrumentation brought to the forefront, bass drums brought to the forefront. Really needed this for the Beach Boys, and I saw it. How could I not want to pick it up? I mean, it's got that little Brother Records logo on the top right. The artwork alone, fantastic. Great little showpiece to complete and round out your Beach Boys catalog. I highly recommend picking it up. And don't skimp. Don't skimp for the $23 one that's only 2 discs for Sunflower and Surf's Up, because basically all you're getting is the albums themselves with a little bit of live tracks at the end, which I don't need. Supplementary live tracks I don't really need them. You get more on this with songs like San Miguel, etc. And if you sprang for the $70 4-disc Feel Flows box set, you would be getting all of that other material. Loop-de-loop, flip-flop, Flying in an Airplane, songs like that, as well as San Miguel, and a lot of different outtakes and fun snippets from the group. And a lot of fun snippets from one of their integral periods that made them really stand out. And what that made them continually lovable from generations to come. So many young people love that time period now. It's a precursor to a lot of the indie pop is thanks to songs that came from here, songs like All I Want to Do, etc. If you're a Beach Boys fan, you know all about it. I don't have to tell you twice. Pick it up and don't skimp on the $20 one like I did. Get the $70 one, get way more tracks, all remastered, great mix. And up next, to celebrate the Get Back film that came out to Disney Plus, still have not put out a review for that. We sat, my wife Stephanie and I, we sat there and we were flies on the wall in the Beatles' lives for all of those 8 hours, and it was a slog, but we enjoyed every bit of it, and actually were really enamored. I would look over and Steph was just watching everything. She loves Paul. I love Paul. She's in love with him. He's just so charismatic and charming at this time in his life, as he always was. But I just want to take a look at this work again, because that's what it made me do. The Get Back documentary made me look at Let It Be with different specs on, a different set of glasses, if you will. I look at this piece of work very differently than I used to. I've always loved the work. I've always loved Let It Be with all my heart. It's a record I grew up on. I always knew that the Beatles were like brothers, and they were always so very close. And you couldn't have one without the other back then. And they were afraid to split up, and how much the group meant to Paul is really a testament to how much he loved those 3 guys that he would work with and play music with. The Beatles, as they were their lives. That was the group's lives were in that. And Paul, in that scene where he gets teary-eyed, in that one moment where John wasn't coming in, George quit. It all had been lost, and there were only 2 left. It was a moving scene, very cool to see all that stuff. I had seen the original film from Michael Lindsay Hogg all those years ago in horrible quality. I couldn't barely hear anything either. but I admired what Peter Jackson did with the material, and brought to light the conversation from the mic in the flower pot that was hidden in their lunchroom during lunch, and John and Paul. Paul admitting that John was forever the Beatle leader, even though everyone thought that Paul was taking initiative to be the band's leading force. With the passing of Mr. Epstein, as they call him, Paul felt the need to take the reins of the group, and that shook everyone a little bit and rubbed them the wrong way. And John, always being a leading force as well, felt he had to take a backseat to Paul's direction at times. It's a very interesting look, and it's worth, if you're a Beatles fan, put it on. It's 8 hours well spent. A little bit of it is so true to life, as you are just a fly on the wall, and nothing felt edited out or trimmed for time. The way that Jackson edited this, where stuff didn't have footage to go along with the audio, and he fashioned footage to go along with audio snippets, was seamless. I didn't even notice. That didn't matter. I still got the context of what was happening, and that was what's most important. Wives, Yoko Ono and Linda McCartney, how well they worked together, and how they knew to sit back and let them do their work, but also wanted to see their husbands at work. That such is love, right? It came out at the perfect time, because I had the time for the holidays to sit down before the holidays really got into full swing, and dedicate the time to watching it. Really something to be seen. The rooftop concert, fantastic. The cops, as cordial as they were, came to that top of the roof. The concert is looming. Where are we going to have it? What are we going to do? Big center point of this whole thing. Michael Lindsay Hogg wants this big thing to make his movie better, huh? He wants his movie to be great, so he wants this great, outlandish place to be having this concert, and the group doesn't want that. They don't want to travel, they don't want to go on a boat, they don't want to go here, go there, they just want to be done and move on, is what it looks like a little bit. Onto the next project, onto creating more music. Not traveling and the fanfare of being the Beatles anymore is not really a pressing subject in their minds at the time. The cops coming to the door and being so cordial, and not nowadays they'd be slamming the door, breaking it down, getting in there, bringing the SWAT team, the helicopters would be coming down onto that roof. But back then all you had were two police officers walking into the lobby, asking where the Beatles were and where's that sound coming from, can you please turn it down, things like that. And eventually they do get led up to where the Beatles are. They come out onto the rooftop. That face Paul makes when he's playing, he looks behind him and he's like, "Oh, we got some cops." You see that on his face, the thrill of that. And they wanted that forcibly taken away. To be forcibly taken away would be something of history, as it was. Great check out, and it made me appreciate this album even more than I already had. Great Get Back documentary. Highly recommend if you haven't seen it. Check it out. Up next on my list, and something I continually play, Steph and I both, is Brian Wilson's At My Piano, to come out this year as well. What a pleasure it is to talk about this album. It's a sensual, relaxing, euphoric time to listen to this. Every note that makes up the work of the Beach Boys' works in this is played exquisitely by him. Layered piano, layers of beautiful sound, and soft, muddled piano, grand piano goodness. You could tell that the top is closed, the muddled notes that blur into one another with the sustain pedal. If you know the piano, he didn't have it open. It doesn't sound like the piano's open. It just has that muddled, closed top, grand piano. Here's the songs. I'm playing them slow, and you can hear every note. This is almost like Mozart or Bach or somebody in the classical realm doing this stuff. It's some of his work sounds classical. It really, really does. And it's funny because it's got this Beach Boys 60s texture that we're all used to hearing. But when it's just played on the piano in that way, and when it's just played like that, it really brings out the classical element to the melodies. Favorite standout tracks? Absolutely that Smile sketch. Sketches from Smile, opening with Our Prayer, played on the piano. I drop to the floor. I melt. I melt when I hear it. Falling asleep to this at night, having people over with it in the background. It is a joy to have this record. I love the cover, and I love the cover that also comes with streaming and on the CD too, when we see an older Brian in his nice suit jacket. Excellent pictures, but this one especially a favorite. Love the signage, the wordage. You can really read what this album is, the lighting coming through, hype sticker included, and it's real simple. You take it out and you get two amazing pictures of Brian, and then on the back you get track listings, credits, and special thanks. Special thanks include Brian saying that the music created really saved his life, things like that. Credits and thank yous. It's dedicated to Don Randy. Let's look at the album itself real quick. Beautiful labels there on front and back. Wonderful look to the labels there. Nice custom labels from Decca. I pre-ordered this from Decca, and I ordered it in September. It came in December. In the track listings, I can't get enough of. It's got deeper tracks, deeper adjacent tracks that I enjoy from the Beach Boys, such as Surf's Up's on there, Friends on there, Till I Die. Mount Vernon Farewell is renamed instead of Mount Vernon and Fairway from the Holland album. Now is Mount Vernon Farewell, beautiful melody on piano. The album ends with Good Vibrations, and that track, though great, is highly more louder in the mix and bombastic than the rest. That's fine. That's fine with me. We can end that way, but when I'm sleeping and it ends with Good Vibrations, it does wake me up a little bit. But side one is a favorite. In My Room on piano. Melting. Don't Worry Baby on piano. Melting. The Warmth of the Sun is included on here. Melting when I hear it. And You Still Believe in Me. Tears come when I hear that on piano. I love the tracks that they picked for this. And that's something that made my entire year to hear this. Is I Just Wasn't Made for These Times is on this record. That beautiful haunting melody of Sometimes I Feel Very Sad is beautiful when done on solo piano. At my piano, it never ceases to amaze me how prolific a creator Brian Wilson is. Even though he's getting up there in age, he hit a home run. Beach Boys twice this year, Feel Flow's box set, At My Piano, hitting it out of the park. Can they continue is the only question. Can the Beatles and the Beach Boys continue to bring the fans these gifts every year? It may not be every year, but every few years. Can they? I hope so. Music is the best entertainment that there can be, I believe, especially when it's pressed and played on vinyl. The ritual is forever constant and in popular demand nowadays, with record sales going up. Last but not least, just because it's the Christmas season, and I love that it came out this year, is She&Him's A Very She&Him Christmas, the 10th anniversary deluxe edition on metallic silver vinyl. How fantastic. Dripping with mid-century, simple, wholesome bliss, the modern aesthetic to the packaging is everything I could have wished for. The quality, fantastic on Merge Records. This thing is decked out with mid-century flair from the heavy-duty stock paper that you get for the sleeves, the inner sleeves, and the vinyl itself is on this beautiful smoky gray sort of vinyl with beautiful off-white and red and green silvery labels. The labels, fantastic. I can't say enough good things about this record, and that they've finally this year just put out a compilation of all of their past Christmas stuff with some new stuff as well. The quality is fantastic. On the little 45 here that you get is included new songs, Holiday, their cover of Holiday, and Last Christmas. The Last Christmas on side B, I have to play over and over because I cannot get enough of it. One side of the 45 is red, and the other side of the 45 is green. I mean, I can't get enough of Last Christmas from them. So funny, as much as you think you've heard enough of Last Christmas from Wham, when I hear this version, I'm in love with that song all over again. It's so funny. I love Christmas music. This had came out in years past, 2010, 2011, I believe. The EP came out with their Christmas stuff. Everything on side A and B is your typical Christmas fare, essentially. Everything from Baby It's Cold Outside to Sleigh Ride to Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. But you do get Little Saint Nick as well as Christmas Day. Those two versions of that, huge Beach Boys fan. If I were her, I'd be doing the same thing. All in all, with hype sticker included, what I do is I take my outer sleeves and I stick the hype sticker to it so that this sleeve is dedicated to this record, and you just put it in. That's how I do it. And look at that hype sticker. It's great. 12 holiday classics, 10th anniversary deluxe edition. It even comes with a download card and this little keepsake card that comes with it. Look at that. A nice black and white photo of them. Best wishes for your happiness this holiday season, Matt and Zoe. This is just great that you get this little personalized touch there with more track listing and thank yous, credits on the other side. If you're into artists and singers like Peggy Lee or Ella Fitzgerald, you are going to love Zooey Deschanel's voice. It's very reminiscent of an era gone by, similar to the crooners of the 50s and 60s. Her harmony is Beach Boysian. I will use. And she does all the harmony herself, and it's just two-person group, and they round out and fill out the sound stage there. Though it's not overly produced, their Christmas stuff is very laid back and very minimalized to just a guitar and M. Ward and Zoe singing. Otherwise, that's about it. Some minimal percussion and sleigh bells round out the sound, but otherwise it's a stripped back Christmas, and it makes for a good time having friends with cocktails, very laid back, not in your face, and I admire every bit of it. That's going to do it for this episode, folks. Today, I want to thank you for watching till the end of the video. Thank you to all the new subscribers. I have to thank you for watching and listening. We'll do more in the future. Though you may say to yourself, these albums are just the 10 poles that make up 2021, for the most part, with big bands like the Beatles and the Beach Boys rounding out that pick list. I don't find my views of music to be too narrow, as I listen to 1,000 things of all different genres and all different eras on the daily. For the most part, I just find that the most precious to my heart and closest to what I love the most happen to just be, especially this year, the Beatles, the Beach Boys, just big tentpole artists. And with that said, you're not going to find that little indie band that you've never heard of on my list this year. And that's fine. That's fine. I have a lot of great things up my sleeve here, and I plan to bring them to fruition in the new year. With that said, cheers and Happy New Year. Be safe and enjoy the holiday. You can find me lounging to a melody. Take care, folks, and bye-bye. Happy New Year. Thank you, folks, for tuning into this episode. If you do feel so inclined as to follow me on social media, you may gladly do so at Manza Media Art and Manza Media on every other platform. If you like prints, I've got an Etsy shop where you can see some of my original artwork and fan artwork. I'll catch you folks on the next episode.